Hey there, welcome back to the Handy for Hire YouTube channel. This is season 1, episode 2 on Handy for Hire TV. So here's the new, this episode is going to be about the work van. Work van or work truck, you decide. So, look at that thing. Why do I need something that big? That's what a lot of people ask. They look at it, they think it's ridiculous. But let me tell you why I have that thing. Let's just first say that I needed something heavier. The one I had was overweight. It was in trouble. Had it for 18 years. Had to change it. Had no choice. I needed something fast. So looked at other options, tried to repeat what I had. That wasn't an option. It was way too expensive. Looked at a few others. Anyways, this came up. It was the right price, the right mileage. I thought I got a smoking deal. But it's tall. Geez, do I want something that big? I'm the kind of guy that's, a bit fearless. I'll do things that a lot of people wouldn't do. So it is high. So what do I have to worry about? Not too much. It was the right van. So let me take you for a quick tour, and we'll show you around. So I'm going to start with the cab. It is bells and whistles, cruise, power windows, Bluetooth radio. I talk on the phone through the radio. It's crazy. It's funny, but I love this. Open the door, shut the door, and the lights stay on for a while. Fancy cars do that. It's just cool. I look back every time I get out of it. So anyway, here we are. It's a good looking truck. So I love chrome, lots of chrome there. Okay, so then we get to the side. It's big, right? But what is it? It's a freaking billboard. Nobody doesn't see this thing. It's advertising going down the road. You can't miss it. Nobody confuses me with somebody else. So, all right. So let's. I'm going to show you the bumpers. This used to be a bread truck, so this was used. I didn't buy new. Part of the appeal for this truck was the price. It's a used truck. I got it with 39,000 miles, so it's basically new. But these steps were made to deliver bread. It delivered bread to New York City. I don't know, Long Island potentially. I don't know. Maybe it was New York all the time, but I got it in Long Island. So anyways, those steps, it's like climbing in and out of a house. It's like residential stairs. You couldn't ask for better. Any other box truck, you're going to have a ladder. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have bought it. So we got some nice steps. Now, we got one door, two doors. How cool is that? And the same thing on the other side. The entire back opens up. This is exciting. Ready? Whoa. All right, so I'm going to close this door again. All right, so those lights. I've had this van for about a year, and when I first got it, I went inside. I love the lights. Man, the thing lights up nice. But then they start blinking. They do these crazy things of blinking on and off. So I thought, it's a used van. Everything's not gonna be perfect. I need to buy lights. They're blinking. They must be bad. It took a year. I had a job. It was dark out. It was winter. My tools were on the other side of the house. I walked over to the other side, collected some tools, came back. The lights were on. The van was running. I came back to the van. Every one of these lights was off. What the hell? So I come to the back, and it's dark. As I get to the back, the first two lights went on. What? Every light is on a sensor. A year before I realized that. So that's cool. So that was exciting. I thought I had something that wasn't perfect. It turns out it's better than it ever was once I realized it. So we're going to step inside. Welcome to my workspace. So this isn't spick and span. This is the active work van look. I could have cleaned it all up, but this is the way it is. So let me start with this. This shelf here. This shelf is even with the cove that's over the cab, that means that from the back door over there to the front is 20 feet. What does that mean? When you buy a lot of stock exterior trim, they come in 18 and 20 foot lengths. So when I used to get trim, I used to have to stand on the outside of the van, get a ladder from inside the van, put it on the outside, climb the ladder, put the stock on top of the rack, tie it down 2, maybe 3 times of climbing down the ladder, climbing up, climbing down, climbing up, strapping up 3 places, strap it down tight, climb down the ladder, put the ladder back in the van, drive there, take the ladder out, do the same thing 3 times. So now I open both those doors. So with both doors open, I go right from the stock in the yard onto this shelf. So this shelf runs the full length. I have to clean it. You know, I've obviously collected some stuff up there, but so now I've got the stock up there. Those doors are open. I've got a staging plank that's under the bench that I can hook into the end of this bench and extends out back. So when I have stock, I can put it down here. The stock, if I run it out that way, it'll be supported to use on the chop saw. The chop saw is 16 feet long. The floor of the van is 16 feet long. I go from the shelf to the chop, and I can send it out the van on the staging plank that's supported to hold the distance of stock. Is that not cool? So when the stock comes in, that's the other thing. Look, I got a strap here, strap here, strap here, strap there, strap there. So I'm standing on the ground. I never touched the ladder. I brought the stock in. I've got all kinds of places to latch it. I don't put a ton. I mean, this isn't, stock to the top of the shelf. That would be a little crazy, but, I usually have 2 or 3 pieces maybe. So that works out perfect. Chop saw's right there. So now, this is a bench. This bench is not deep, but I use it constantly, all the time. It's a good workspace. So you're doing stuff. You know what I thought of the other day? Is put a router in here. Have a router table in part of this. Would that be cool? All right, so now I'm using a chop saw. Seems like I did quite a few railings lately. This is a railing, that's railing. This is going to be balusters, replacing broken balusters. So I use the chop. Now I need the table saw. So this is the table saw. So this table saw, all I do is bring it out in the middle. I've got all kinds of distance that way, and from here back, I've got 8 feet. So I can use an 8-foot, start it on the blade, run it through, and rip wood inside the van. All the sawdust goes on the floor. I used to set up a shop behind the old van. I'd have a table saw, chop saw, sawhorses, plywood, cords, all the stuff that it takes to build this outside. Now, none of it comes out. That table saw draws out. I make the dust on the floor. I push it back. So my bench here, table saw there, and I can't see. I'm using a camera. It's a little hard. See, there's the blinker lights. Okay, so there. Now you can see it. That is a jaw stand. So that's a vise. So bench, table saw, vise, chop saw. It's all right here. Room to move. I can use and I do it all the time. So now, not only am I in a van, inside the van, with all my pieces, not making a mess in the driveway, not having to set up, I'm undercover. I'm not in the rain, not in the snow. I can run the cab and take the bite out of the cold while I'm in here, and I've done it. It's just awesome. So what else can I say here? This toolboxes that are just hand tools. Here's one nice thing. Right here, floor to ceiling, is all bins that are the same. And look at this. They all slide out, and there's nothing holding them. Why is there no straps? They're all at 15 degrees. If I have bins, and I've never once seen one sneak out, or even try to sneak out, if these are sliding out, this van is trying to hold back on using the word that I wanted to use, but this truck's in trouble if these slide out. This isn't a speed vehicle. I mean, you're taking slow turns everywhere you go anyways. So, bins there, all very organized. Caulking guns, more bins everywhere. So, and to the old van, I use a lot of the original van that I had for 18 18 years. So these shelves are from the old van. These bins, there used to be the wide doors on the outside of the van. These bins were from that. Took those out of there. That ladder is from that old van. It's on the outside of it. So bench, drills at the ready. Open these doors. I've got, it's razors, it's cans, it's sandpaper, it's, belt sander, orbital sander, hammers, putty knives, a lot of the stuff that I use, and that's a mess right now, but it's all my bits, screwdriver bits, more bits over here. All right, so here's another cool thing. I like a neat shop. Right now, you're seeing it kind of in the raw. It's been worked in. It's not neat. It needs a cleaning. But I regularly do it weekly, so it's made pristine every time. Right now, it's a little bit in a rough shape, but that right there is a vacuum hose. It's about a mile of vacuum hose. Every vacuum that I ever got, I never threw away the hose. Keep the hose. It runs to a 6-gallon, I think it's a 6-horse wet and dry under the bench. I plug in the cord that's right here, and I take that with the tools, and I vacuum everything. I vacuum the table saw, I vacuum the chop saw, I vacuum the benches and the floor. Put everything where it belongs. I'm telling you, this is a showpiece. It's just an amazing shop to have. So I get a big van, and you see bins everywhere. I get a big van. It seemed overdone in the beginning, but it really is this handyman's dream. I mean, I'm not walking on stuff. I used to walk on the stock that I was using. I would break good stock. I would walk on debris that was old nails. There's nothing I hate worse than having to have stuff on my feet, while I'm trying to work. What else? I mean, I don't know. I mean, everything's in bins. I don't put a lot of weight over the cab. Extension cords. So that's it. I mean, that's a nutshell how this handyman goes about business every day. This is the biggest tool right here. And nothing I have is really high end. I mean, little giant ladders are probably worth a little bit, but it's Ryobi chop saw, a Ryobi table saw. It's not high end. I got them that way because they're small. They're compact. They fit better. So, thanks for tuning in. That's my workshop in a nutshell. This should explain to anybody who knows me that's wondering, why get something so big? Why the heck not? I mean, it's advertising. It's a rolling billboard. I can spin an 8-foot. The ceiling is 8 foot, like 1 inch. So if I get an 8-foot 2x4, I can spin it end for end in this thing. Do I need to do that? No, but it's the van that presents itself. It's the van that I got. I have it. I know where the bridges are now, so I don't shave the top off. And what the hell? I mean, I've got storage up high that I don't use very often. I put the more used stuff down where I can reach it. It's my arsenal. When I have, as a handyman, I get asked to do the most bizarre jobs. This means that I have things in queue, waiting for that chance to be used. I, in my head, have put it all here. I know where it is, and it comes to bear for the customers. So I'll have to wrap it up here at 14 minutes. So thanks for checking in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on episode 3. Thanks, people.